Alright, let's do this.
Shalom.
Shalom, we out here once again. More praises to
Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakak.
So, I mean, there's many ways that we can go with this.
Let's start with a precept.
As of recently, Trump got inaugurated, and he's going to be the president for the next 4 years, assuming we make it that far. But I've been meditating, and if you ask me, I think that this administration is going to drag out. What do you think?
Like, what you mean? Like, there's going to be another, 4 years with somebody else?
Yeah, I think that, I don't think we're going to be out of here, let's say, next year, or inside of this year.
Yeah,
I would hope so, but I think that the elites, they're going to take their time and they're going to drag things out with this presidency.
Yeah, it could. It could go that way.
Yeah, this could possibly go as far as 2028.
Yeah.
That's a possibility. But hopefully I'm wrong.
Yeah, Lord's will, we out of here some point next year. This year I don't see it, but next year, Lord's will. I'm hoping that instead of because they've been dragging their feet, that's why we just need something to happen where they can just push this shit in overdrive. This is Matthew 24, verse 15. It says, "When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet, stand in the holy place. Whoso readeth, let him understand."
So the abomination that Daniel prophesied about, that's written also in Matthew 24, is the time of 70 AD, when the Romans sacked Jerusalem and destroyed the temple.
Says, "Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains."
Yeah, because when the temple got destroyed and when we lost what was really left of the Holy Land, Jerusalem, that was when we fled into the interiors of Africa, mainly the West Coast. Others went other places, but mainly Africa. Why? It's because you have other dark-skinned people over there where it would be easier for us to blend in. Because the Romans, they were persecuting us.
Says, "Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house. Neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes. And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world, to this time, no, nor ever shall be." And that was the point, people, they're really just not ready. Everybody's gonna get caught off guard.
Yeah, if you want to bring it up to date, like you said, a lot of people, when all hell breaks loose, they're not even gonna know how to manage. Whereas with us, we're looking forward to that day. We can't wait, And I will say this: I do think that the MOTV, the Multiple Beast, is gonna be administered under Trump's presidency. So like I said, it could be maybe next year, could possibly be this year. I mean, who knows? But I think it's going to happen inside of the 4 years,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Look at all the people he got on his cabinet running with him. It's like everything lines up.
But the Most High, he could do something else. He could make it to where we do make it to another 4 years. Then who knows? We have another presidency, election. You know what I'm saying?
Lord forbid. Got to go through another election process and all this bullshit all over again. Another 4 years. Yeah. It's just depressing thinking about it. This is Matthew 24 and 21. It says, "For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world, to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened.
Yeah, and the Most High is gonna have to shorten the days because if it's really up to Esau and he makes it to the pinnacle of his NWO agenda, then really none of us are gonna be alive. We're not gonna make it.
The Lord is already shortening the days. It's like when you look at the clock, you'd be like, damn, where'd the time go?
Not only that, but if you look at it from an economic standpoint, it's hard for the average American to survive out here. They say that the average American can't afford a bill that's what, $800 or $500, and it catches them off guard, an emergency bill.
Yeah, people don't have emergency savings. Like, that's like a privileged thing to have. Like, if you have an emergency savings, you're just in a good position. But the overall majority of people don't have that. That's where the credit card comes in handy. Just fuck up that credit card.
And on top of that, Trump got rid of let's see, we'll look into finish that.
This is Matthew 24 and 23. It says, then if any man shall say unto you, lo, here is Yahushua Mashiach, or there believe it not, for there shall arise. That was the point.
Yeah, so Trump, he revoked the 1965 Civil Rights Order that stopped employers from discriminating based on race, color, religion, and national origin. So you know what they're replacing that with? They're replacing that with merit. Now look up the word merit, M-E-R-I-T.
Merit. The quality of being particularly good or worthy.
Yeah, so I think we all know what that means. If they want to focus on merit, and they already wasn't hiring a Jake, especially the black man, so-called black man, then that's going to give them even more of a reason and incentive to put the people in particular job fields that they want to put them in. And it ain't going to be people that look like me or you. I mean, the most they might do is a black woman.
Sounds like a guy's
So it sounds like this whole MAGA movement is an illusion to take back America, when in reality it's going to backfire and end up restricting your rights. Because he's talking about you want to bring in tariffs, get rid of income tax. You know how much of a disaster that's going to cause on the economy?
Yeah, people can't afford stuff now, so what do you think is going to happen? The price of
You know how the
everything's
other
going to go up.
nations perceive America? They're looking at America like, yo, this place is done. We don't even need you. We're trying to move on from it. Hence why the U.S. dollar is no longer the world reserve currency. They're looking for ways to trade outside of the U.S. dollar.
Yeah, the U.S. dollar is mad unstable. Like, it's on its way out.
The only thing that's giving it pull is, it's the aura,
The military might.
the aura of America that it has left, and the military. This place is a sinking ship. So who knows what can happen inside of the next 4 years? Who knows, man?
Yeah, merit. It says the quality of being particularly good or worthy, especially so as to deserve praise or reward.
So like I said, I think we all know what that means. Just another way for them to discriminate against the so-called black man.
Sounds like a goddamn social credit system.
Exactly. And on top of that, think about the games that this devil plays. They gave you welfare, they gave you Section 8, and all of that entails the woman not having a man in the house, right? So it's either you go that route, or you go the route where you stop so-called black man from prospering economically, because that way you'll give them less of a reason to pursue a family. So really, these is all economic ways for them to destabilize the so-called black family. Because if you ain't got no money to support a family, you ain't gonna have no kids. And then let's say you do have children outside of your economic means, then guess what? They're more subject to growing up in poverty and being in the hood, which then gives them a higher rate or chance of ending up behind bars in Esau's prison system. So either way, the house wins.
Yeah, having a child right now in this system is it's more of a burden than anything else. If you're gonna be honest.
It's damn near impossible to have a stable family.
Yeah.
You really gotta have it all together. But even then, it's not gonna be easy. So
This is Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. It says, "And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time, and at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book." Now imagine all hell breaking loose in these conditions, like a day like today. That'll be rough.
pray that your flight be not in winter.
Yeah.
Imagine you end up homeless and cold.
The Lord got to be with you to endure some shit like that. My fingers is already cold. Read that part again. It says, "And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book." And that's talking about the elect. Get that. This is Revelations 21 and 27. It says, "And there shall in no wise enter into it anything that defileth, neither whatsoever worketh abomination, or maketh a lie, but they which are written in the Lamb's book of life." And again, that's talking about the elect, the chosen, not the whole nation. 'Cause that's, people out here really think like just because you're an Israelite, you're going to be saved out of the destruction. But that's people that's only, you're an Israelite on the surface level. You didn't really get on a higher level yet. Maybe you're just not there yet, or you're just not of the elect. Let's go to the Apocrypha. Let's go to 2nd Ezra, chapter 16. This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 16. I'll start the 13th verse. It says, "For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss. When they..."
So the arrows is talking about the ICBM missiles and hypersonic missiles.
Says, "And shall not miss, when they shall begin to be shot into the ends of the world."
The ends of the world. Because where is Russia geographically on the map? It's all the way on the other side of the world.
And America is also known as the ends of the earth.
Really all the way over there in the east. So what did they say? They said that the missiles from Russia can reach America, inside of what?
And I think it was like an hour or
I think
something.
1 hour?
Yeah.
It might even be half an hour.
It says, "Behold, the plagues are sent, and shall not return again, until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled, and shall not be put out, till it consume the foundation of the earth. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backward. Even so, the plagues that shall be sent upon earth shall not return again."
Half an hour.
Half an hour. It's like, how can you escape that? Like, what are you gonna do when you see the missiles getting shot off? Because you know it's gonna be televised. Like, it's not gonna be a thing where it's a secret. So it's like, what are you gonna do in that day?
You're gonna hear the sirens start going off.
those fucking said that those purge sirens, like how it just goes off and like the
You know what people are gonna say? People just gonna be like, yo, F it. Let's just do whatever inside of these last 30 minutes.
as good as it gets for them.
You got 30 minutes left to live. What you gonna do?
You're gonna be loosening shit.
But that's if people make it there. Because you gotta think about it. People gonna die off of trouble.
Yeah, but think about the ones that just left here. It's gonna be shot down with nuclear fire, like the nuclear missiles. You know it's on the way. It's like, what are you gonna do? You're just gonna be running around scared. Like, imagine the mindset of somebody in that situation. We'll be calm because we'll have Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Even if we're not of the chosen, we know what's going on. But these people that's just out here, just like, they through.
But wait, let's not get ahead of ourselves. We still have to wait on the mark of the beast prophecy.
Yeah. This is Zechariah. I'll start the 11th verse. Zechariah 14 and 11 says, "And man shall dwell in it, and there shall be no more utter destruction, but Jerusalem shall be safely inhabited. And this shall be the plague wherein the Lord Yahweh will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall be consumed away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth."
That's going to be from the burning fire.
Eyeballs gonna melt in your sockets, tongue gonna disintegrate in your mouth. It says, "And it shall come to pass in that day that a great tumult from the Lord Yahweh shall be among them, and they shall lay hold every one of the hands of his neighbor, and his hand shall rise up against the hand of his neighbor. And Judah also shall fight at Jerusalem, and the wealth of all the heathen round about shall be gathered together, gold and silver and apparel in great abundance." That was the point.
So, the way Trump is passing all these executive orders, I mean, all it could be is something as simple as that to administer the MLCB. I mean, they're going to make up something.
It's going. I mean, me personally, my assessment, it's gonna be the collapse of this dollar. Like, this shit can't go on much longer like this. With the way the inflation and like all of that, it can't go on like this forever. The bubble has to pop, and that's when the chip is implemented.
Or it could be like a bank collapse, because they're saying that since commercial real estate's not doing too good, especially since the 2020 fiasco, it has caused a lot of companies to really have no use for commercial real estate.
Yeah.
Because if people are working remotely from home, then why do you need an office building? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they got people. They trying to like force people back into the office, and they're giving them ultimatums. Like, if you don't come back into the office, then you're not going to be, selected for your promotion.
Yeah.
And people are like, that's fine. Like, the money you save not having to commute and that time getting ready to go to work, getting dressed and all of that. That's like 2 hours you're not getting paid for to get to work.
And think about all the buildings that was built for the purpose of commercial real estate, and then nobody's leasing.
All that shit is vacant. I've yet to see one occupied.
Nobody's leasing. I mean, the value of the dollar is going down, cost of living is going up, and interest rates is at 6% right now.
It's only gonna get worse.
But you see, they're taking their time bringing down interest rates because they don't want people to go out and start spending more money and getting into more debt, because then that's just gonna add to the problem. So it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. You keep the interest rates high, people aren't gonna go out and get mortgages or loans for their business.
Yeah.
You keep them low, then people's gonna be going crazy again, which is what got us here in the first place, right?
It's all done strategically. It's not like it's an accident.
Yeah, along with them printing the dollar like crazy. So
Isaiah 34:8 says, "For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance, and the year of the recompenses for the controversies of Zion. And the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone, and the land thereof shall become burning pitch." And it says the controversies of Zion. What does that mean? Slavery, subjecting us to housing projects, turning our women against us. These are all
Let's read that again.
from, all right, yeah, it's Isaiah 34:8. It says, "For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance, and the year of recompenses for the controversies of Zion."
Controversies of Zion, because we've had it the worst. The Israelites, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, especially the so-called black, we really had it the worst.
It says, "And the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone, and the land thereof shall become burning pitch. It shall not be quenched night nor day. The smoke thereof shall go up forever, from generation to generation. It shall lie waste. None shall pass through it forever and ever." Again, so the destruction from the missiles, and can't forget the chariots, there's going to be nothing left to salvage of America. Literally everything is going to be dust.
And check this out. This news broke back in December 2024. So I believe that China is cooperating with Trump deportations to use the immigrants from the U.S. that will be deported to in order for them to be put to use for the Taiwanese military. Actually, the Chinese military. Actually.
Got it, Brisa?
No. So let me just rephrase that. So China cooperating with Trump deportations to use them for Taiwan invasion. Because you know how they want to get rid of immigrants and deport them.
This is our Revelation 20:14.
So that's just a theory of mine.
It says, "And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. And whoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire."
Yeah, the lake of fire is talking about the missiles dropped, and you just see the U.S. just completely engulfed in flames. So there's going to be a lot of steps that lead up to the Big Bang in World War III. You know what I'm saying? So going back to what I said about Taiwan, they're saying that invasion is overdue because China's looking at Taiwan. They want to take them for their resources. If they do that, then what is that going to mean? That's going to mean that it's going to be a World War III.
And again, I'm going to read the 15th verse. It says, "And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire." So if you're not of that 1/3, if you're not of the chosen, the elect, you're going to be destroyed here. It's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, it's a sure thing. You could bank on it. So that should put fear in your heart. You know, if you really believe in the Bible and what's written in it. Let's go to Revelation 21:8. But more in the same. This is Revelation chapter 21, verse 8. It says, "But the fearful," I'll start the 7th verse. It says, "He that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I will be his power, and he shall be my son. But the fearful and unbelieving, and the abominable, and murderers, and whoremongers, and sorcerers, and idolaters, and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death." Again, the destruction is spoken all throughout the Bible.
I mean, you gotta read the scriptures and tie it into today's time and also current events. So we hear all these talks about World War III and nuclear missiles. So where is that in the scriptures? I mean, is there a match? You know what I'm saying? We're the only ones that can decipher prophecy. We're the only ones that can match what's going on in the real world and it tied into biblical prophecy.
Right. They think just because in the Bible it doesn't say America, it's not talking about America. But it is. It's just talking in code. Babylon the Great is America. And it has different other, translations in the Bible. But you just have to be able to understand what you're reading to decipher it. Whether it be in, ancient times or the times we're living in now.
So as much as we want to get out of here, we have to have patience. You know what I'm saying?
This is Isaiah chapter 47. I'll start the first verse. It says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstone and grind meal. Uncover thy locks. Make bare the leg. Uncover the thigh. Pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Ye, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man."
Let's talk about Yahweh Shai.
It says, "As for our Redeemer, the Lord Yahweh, power of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms." That was the point. The third verse was the point, He's not coming back to meet us as a man, He's coming back to destroy America. He's coming back to get vengeance. Vengeance is mine, said the Lord. You think he was just talking for the sake of just talking? He meant that. He's coming. Those people that pinned him up on the cross, those are the same people that's here today. And the same people that was, cheering on, his crucifixion. Those same people are all here today. And he's coming to take them out and save his chosen.
Yeah, and you Edomites, who are the wicked according to the scriptures, you're going to get judged too, because you touched the apple of the Lord's eye. Did the Most High forgot about slavery? And even what you're still doing today, destroying and sabotaging our family infrastructure, making it to where we're economically deprived.
That's why Yahushua has to come back, because Esau Edom, he's not going to stop until Yahushua pulls him out of the power seat.
Giving us liquor stores and hoods, giving us all these negative influences.
Letting these women just go out and just do whatever they want. Can't do nothing about it. Men just through as well.
I mean, good luck finding a wife nowadays. I mean, if you're dealing with a chick, it's just really out of companionship. You gotta look at her like the homie. The same way you would treat your man is the same way you gotta treat your girl. Don't hold her to a highly pure standard, like, oh, she gotta be a virgin. Oh, she can't have any male friends. Of course you want things to be according to the scriptures, but it's just unrealistic in today's times. These girls be all over social media and they get influenced by what they see. So don't think that you're gonna come into their life and change what they got going on. People are who they are.
This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3. I'll start the first verse. It says, "But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say, peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape."
So people think that it's going to be peaches and cream now that Trump is in office. Or there could be a scenario where the war escalates and Trump tries to set up a peace treaty. Like, you know what? We're going to stop this from happening. the next thing you know, the missiles drop. They get launched.
The fourth verse, 1 Thessalonians 5 and 4, says, "But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that that day should overtake you as a thief. Ye are all the children of light, and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness." Again, we in on the secret, Most people don't know what's going on, but those of us that have the understanding, we know exactly what's going on. It says, "Therefore let us not sleep, as do others, but let us watch and be sober. For they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night."
Not drunk in the sense of, them drinking liquor or wine. It means they're drunk in the sense of following after other doctrines and philosophies of this world that don't pertain to the Bible. Whether it be them going to church every Sunday and worshiping Caesar Borgia, or whether it be them chasing after a worthless degree to where when they finish, they can't even go out in the workforce and compete for a job. You know what I'm saying? I was watching the news and they said that over 300,000 East Indians alone be graduating from college every year. That's just them.
So imagine Moab, goddamn.
Yeah. So if you want to go to school and get a degree and then go out in the workforce and compete for, jobs that aren't plentiful, and you have a lot of debt that you have to pay off, then go for it. And then not to mention this, you see all these layoffs happening now, left and right. So you want to take on some debt, go to school, and then possibly get laid off to where you're back to not having a job and no income. When the whole point of you getting your education was to get a job. Right. So it's nothing's for certain in this economy. There is no such thing as job stability anymore. That's why you see a lot of people just trying to do their own thing, or they're doing gig jobs. They might be rolling around in Uber or Lyft. Even that ain't really nothing, because you saw how the cost of gas went up, so that cuts into your pockets.
You just gotta clock mad hours with that shit to make it worth it.
Exactly.
Fuck around working 70 hours a week.
That's another thing.
This is Colossians 2 and 8. I'm gonna read it in the NLT. It says, "Don't let anyone capture you with empty philosophies and high-sounding nonsense that come from human thinking and from the spiritual powers of this world, rather than from Yahushua Mashiach."
Yeah, so just do your thing. Focus on the truth of the scriptures. Keep the main thing the main thing. And anything else is just extra.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you going to college, you went through college, you got your bachelor's degree, to land a job making $90,000 a year, but you fucking 6 figures in college debt. That's just one of your debts.
We're not saying there's something wrong with going and getting an education. We're not saying that.
Just keep it in the right perspective.
Yeah, just keep things in the proper perspective and understand how the world is.
Use the world, not abuse it. First Thessalonians 5 and 7 says, "For they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for an helmet the hope of salvation."
The hope of salvation. Because that really is our only hope.
For real.
Yeah, we hoping and praying that the Most High destroys this place as soon as possible.
We be saved up at it.
That part too. But even if we don't make it, you gotta look at the bigger picture. Just be glad you got to see the downfall of your enemies and this beast system.
This will be the last time we'll have anybody ruling over us.
Exactly. And that's when you come back in another life and live again.
Bliss.
But the goal is to be of the first fruits. That's our hope.
Right.
And it's not even like we could change that or make it happen. The scripture said that the elect are predestined. They were chosen before the foundation of the earth.
They're already written in the book.
Exactly. So it's just going to be revealed to you if you are of the chosen. If you are of the chosen.
You see the missiles coming down.
But it's like, you think about it, it's like, man, we've been in this truth long enough to where we ain't really been seeing too many new people coming in.
What'd you say?
I said, man, you've been in this truth long enough to where we haven't really seen any new people coming in. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like there's many people that you know that are in the truth and that claim that they're Israelites.
And then that's really on a level like that. You know, you got Israelites that just wear the fringes and, you know, they stop eating pork, and that's really where it ends, really.
But how many of them are actually like reading the scriptures, studying, praying, or even teaching?
Because it all comes down to who's teaching you. And when you go to, you ask these people who like, what camp they like learn from or whatever, it's somebody that don't got the 100% truth. They only got, you know, a portion of it, but they don't got the 100% truth.
Exactly.
That's why things will just go over their head, and you know they're more carnal than they are spiritual. You know, they don't really understand what they're involved in. This thing is way above any of us. I'm gonna leave these three more verses. This is 1 Thessalonians 5 and 9. I'm reading 8 again. It says, "But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love for an helmet, the hope of salvation. For the Most High hath not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation by our Lord Yahushua, who died for us, that whether we wake or sleep, we should live together with him. Wherefore comfort yourselves together and edify one another, even also ye do." Again, this Bible, it has to be taught to you. You're not going to pick it up and just start reading and understand what it is you're reading. Again, it has to be taught to you. And you have to have the proper leadership teaching you the Bible.
Yeah. And in order to have the proper leadership and guidance, you got to surround yourself with those like-minded people.
Like all these camps know that GMS has the best understanding of the scriptures. You might not have the biggest, you know, congregation or whatever, but
popularity.
Yeah, but when it comes to solely the scriptures, nobody can mess with GMS.
When it also comes to sincerity, GMS is the top camp.
Right.
You know, you look at these other camps, you might notice all the theatrics.
You can tell by how they carry themselves. Like these other camps, they want so much praise. But if you go on the comment board or something and you start praising the elders, it might curse your ass out.
I don't think anybody should really like that much praise.
Yeah, word.
So like, don't let the praise go to your head.
Especially with this is like, it's not something that we just got of our own. You know, it's the Holy Spirit.
Yeah, like me, like, I don't want to be big.
Yeah, right.
I don't want to be famous. At least not now. But in the kingdom...
Right, who wants to be famous in this world?
Exactly. But in the kingdom, that's a different story. Then you can receive that fame and praise. Because then it'll actually count and mean something and be sustainable. Any fame that you get in this world, it's just gonna wither away.
Right. Imagine being in the elect of the elect, go in the kingdom when it's established. You're gonna be famous. Like, oh, he's one of the ones that was written in the book. He's the one that stood firm. He ain't fold. He ain't take that chip.
Can you get precept? Get Sirach 37. I think it's verse 12. We're gonna close on that.
This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 37, verse 12. It says, "But be continually with a godly man, whom thou knowest to keep the commandments of the Lord, whose mind is according to thy mind."
Whose mind is according to thy mind. So be around like-minded individuals. Because you might be at your lowest. You might be at a low point or a sunken place. then you might have a brother that's there to pick you back up. Because the scriptures say a just man falls 7 times. Finish that.
Yeah, it says, but be continually with a godly man, whom thou knowest to keep the commandments of the Lord, whose mind is according to thy mind, and will sorrow with thee if thou shalt miscarry.
Exactly. So be around people that speak the same language you speak.
It says, and let the counsel of thine own heart stand,
Yep.
for there is no man more faithful unto thee than it.
Right. So be around like-minded individuals that share the same pain that you do, especially in these times. So we're gonna close on that.
All right.
Shalom. To the next time.
Shalom.